All right. I think for me, over the years, throughout from the inception of my career, I've been able to use my platform to address a lot of social issues. And I mean, when I saw the say, stuff going on online, it took my mind back because this is something that I was part of the people. I mean, you follow me. I was part of the people that actually started something. I would say like 2-3 years ago. You know, I mean, and I am a blogger. I'm not like a mainstream media person, but I traveled my own car to a lot of mining areas. And this was not, I mean, I can say fight wasn't really hiding, but I was actually doing it. Secondly, I just want to also those who follow me, my activities in regards to the respect of zebra crossing. Because I noticed that nationwide, a lot of drivers, pedestrians were not respecting zebra crossing. The cars were just knocking people. You know, so personally, I started no resources. I started the hashtag on social media, respect zebra crossing.
Hello. So we are here in Accra at the Ghana Creators Festival Award.
And
I was a nominee as a travel content creator.
From the Norway ambassador, where we constructed quite a number of zebra crossing for schools. You know, and again, lastly, what I'll say is that I also have covered extensively a lot of communities that are lacking water.
Okay, you can Google. You can follow me on IG, and you can get my my WhatsApp number. IG is the same name here. If you're Kimura, search me on IG, come into my DM, and I'll give you my YouTube number. Okay.
Over to you, Annika. So I'm a firm believer. I mainly write about, and Twitter is my main platform. I do work on political issues. I have been for the past 12 to 15 years or so. Small scale, large scale, and my focus has always been the personal story. That I believe that very big issues are difficult to grasp for most people, so you have to bring your political issues down to a very, very personal story. So storytelling has been at the focus of my career, whether it has been journalism or political advisory or what have you. Issues like balance, like elections, the issues that are important in elections ultimately come down to
I get it,
issues
Stephen. I'm
that
gonna bring it
affect
home,
me and
okay?
affect you. So the power of storytelling is something that I think is incredibly important when it comes to social media specifically, because it's one person that can take one phone and tell the story of their life and affect tremendous change based on that.
Yes, so I am just getting started with my program. I'm an art teacher, and I have a master's in education instruction.
Thank you, Slim. I really appreciate it.
The first ever digital content creator curriculum.
How does that work?
I'm using the international standards for the art. So right now there's 13 countries, but Africa is not included. So I'm designing a curriculum which can eventually be put into the school systems, and hopefully one day digital content creation can be a major in college, because it's providing jobs, it's providing, just stability and creativity and
Hey,
a lot
Big
of young
King.
people. So what I do is I try to find young African influencers, and I provide them with the resources like cell phones, ring lights, laptops, because a lot of
Hi,
times
Amit.
but there's really
Thanks for joining,
they
you
don't have
all.
the resources. And so also just piggyback what he was saying about how he was really showing how they were doing the protesters and the injustices. I think that if we can, as an influencer, if you can give a younger person who is trying to get to where you're at that platform so that they can expose and also express how they feel through creativity like that as well. Because it's really important.
Oh,
Right, so
hello,
the
you
central
from
part
India?
of this conversation has to do with storytelling. And obviously, as a content creator, you need to push out narratives. So with that being said, how do you make sure that you don't dilute the narratives or underplay certain issues or even overplay them to make sure it's not too sensationalized and keep a balanced argument while putting out a good story.
Oh, Ali, you got two microphones.
Well, first of all, it's the main downside with social media is, of course, the clickbait factor, which I think many of us who are trying to do quote unquote serious, to cover serious topics, find ourselves too often drowned out in sensational issues, or for that matter, nudity. Let's be real about it. Those are the things that people click and care about. So what we have to do, I'm a firm believer in sort of the BS control of the general public. Well, I believe that real things stand the test of time. And not to become, gender political here, but one of the hardest things for women to do is to withstand the pressures of playing up certain things, let's say, within our femininity to gain ground within this space. And I think that's a really, really dangerous and treacherous track for women to take. That, like my mom always said, your face may get you in the door, but your brain keeps you in the room. And it's important not to lead with the wrong thing, speaking of sensationalism, right? Because what I see here, I've lived, this is my 5th year in Ghana, and I'm mainly within the political and social space here. And people genuinely care. I mean, we've seen quite recently that there's a genuine knowledge and a genuine care when it comes to genuine issues. And yes, certain things will always be popular. Smut will always be popular. Sensational clips will always be popular. But people are yearning for actual information. Because what I see is that people are tired of being taken for fools, or being played for fools, or thinking that shiny things will make them look the other way when very real bad things are going on right under their nose. So I think we can trust the public enough to lead with our brains. I mean, we can be pretty and all. We're all pretty here. But that's not what's going to keep us in the room. And I think it's important to trust ourselves and trust the general public enough to keep leading with our brains.
I think that she said it all, but what I would say is I'm also a firm believer of making sure that every content I put out there is very timeless. I'm saying this because even when it comes to our music side, you look at people like Lumba, Amache Kodinki, these are guys that actually take their time to compose songs, their music arrangements, the production. And so even to date, songs comes, and go. But these guys, because of the quality of their content, is so timeless. And so I told myself right from inception that I am going to also devote myself, stay focused, and do content that are timeless. I don't believe that these are all content that I'm reposting it. And again, people also have that mindset. I was having a conversation with Meister back there, and he was appreciating my work. And
one of the biggest bloggers in Ghana.
How do you get here? Because you don't follow the trends and the sensationalism. How did you get here? I got here because
so now you're sharing ideas about content creation, not only in Ghana but in general.
Ask literally everyone here. Not everybody wakes up in the morning to go and look at what is trending. You have people who want to look at information. So I am going to tell you. The reason I went to the US is I was invited by the UN. There was a side event where they were looking at media people who are doing things with the sustainable development goals. And I didn't know that what I was doing, going to the villages, was something that the UN were looking at. And so I had to move from Ghana and attend and speak there. And this is something that should encourage everyone, every Ghanaian youth, that it's not about the trendy stuff. It's about taking your time, creating generational content, and finding your niche. Because a lot of people, I believe, yes, arts and entertainment is good. However, there are a lot of avenues that I believe Ghanaian youth have been tablet. I want to wake up to see a blogger who is calling himself like agriculture blogger. health blogger. You have a lot of diseases, you have a lot of hospitals, you have a lot of places you can visit if you call yourself health blogger. A lot of events, locally and internationally, that you can attend. Agriculture, food, you can do a lot. But people want to push themselves and always follow the trend, which is quite, you know, we have to challenge ourselves. And trust me,
So you're gonna end the first section here, then you continue with the second section because I think most of you think we are talking too much. You're gonna end this one here, then you continue the next. But just stay tuned, okay?
What I'm going to say is that people are always watching. Whatever you are doing, whatever you are saying.